Tonight we jumped in on our first matches for season 2. There's a lot of big changes. I'm sure everybody's aware. Um, the video we got going in the background is the actual video from our first match. There's just game audio with it. I figured it'd just be something to keep your eyes distracted while we were talking. But yeah, we dropped in last night. We played for me and Brigadoon ended up playing for almost 8 hours. But
Yeah, I was only able to play for a couple before I had to go to bed for the night.
Well, that's all right. We definitely felt the pain of not having all three once you left.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that is meant for 3 players.
Yeah, it's the difficulty scales up pretty quick when you're down a guy or down 2 guys. You're going to solo. So,
Oh yeah.
so let's hear it, Duramaxben.
Well, let's start the video. Let's get that baby rolling behind us.
All right, new season, first takes. Here we go.
I will say, I was a little rusty when I jumped in last night, and I was not comfortable with the weapons that I had at all.
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't take the M4.
I thought about it. I'm so reliant on that sniper now that I have a hard time without one.
Yeah,
And it seems like you can always pick up a good machine gun,
yeah,
but the snipers are so much harder to come by.
that's true. There's not a lot of ground loot snipers. I got a short barrel SPR off a bot yesterday.
How'd you like it?
It's not great, but I mean it's
Something different.
the short barrel ones never are. They're for short mid range. I'm not great at that.
Well, it's hard. We're not controller players.
Well, let's not start that can of worms.
But like this, I mean, they always drop a good RPK. If I don't get one with the bigger drum mag right away, then the 30 round is fine to start with. And as soon as I find one with a bigger mag, I grab it and I generally hold on to it for the rest of the match.
Sure. So
But
I was gonna say before we got into the match, there was definitely some UI improvements. I thought. I don't know how much you got to look around at stuff, but
not too terribly much.
the gunsmith got a nice upgrade, I think.
See, I didn't even get a chance to go through with that.
Well, I would recommend it because, like I said, it got a little bit of an upgrade, a little polish.
Okay, it needed it.
Yeah, and
It needed it.
I agree. I mean, I still think the UI is pretty clunky compared to other COD titles.
Right.
I feel like you're scrolling through Netflix, how everything is in columns and rows, and you go,
Sure. No, but as far as the gameplay, I mean, not much really changed for us. But I do, appreciate the new season.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest change for the new season for me that I noticed last night was being able to plate while moving.
Okay.
Because before you walked really slow while you were plating, but now you can move around at speed while plating, and that's such a huge change.
Probably, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, remember we were talking earlier? Did you see that key?
Yes.
It was blue. Remember we were talking?
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure I was talking about it in the game as well, that it was blue instead of orange now.
Right. Which leads to the other changes in the back room, right? Your stash now you can stash in new items.
Yeah, you got two. You go to your key stash, and there's a key stash, and there's a mission item stash.
Okay.
Which is pretty handy. I think I like the new missions. I
really liked the new missions last night.
I like that there's stuff you take out from the mission.
Yeah.
That you can stash. You don't have to be walking on eggshells just because you got that one item you were looking for.
Right. Especially if you're able to get some of those items as a solo, and then you kind of wait for the rest of your squad to get around you.
Yeah.
And then jump in together to complete that major mission.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a great point. Like you guys are busy, whatever. I can go in solo, get an item,
right?
Get a couple items,
right.
whatever, and then we can all go in together to finish the big ending of it.
Right. It's a lot of those items. I mean, I wasn't able to get any last night, but I know you guys did. I mean, it seems like something you could just quietly jump in as a solo, grab the item real quick, exfil, and kind of hold on to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that way you don't get sold.
Oh, man. That's the worst feeling in the world, accidentally selling one of those major items. Let me tell you.
Yep.
That definitely happened to me on the first one.
Yeah, it happens. Definitely something you got to be wary of.
So I do like the new missions. I like how they kind of progress quickly. I didn't get super far into them, but enough. I mean, did they get? I guess I'll ask you. Did they get progressively harder, faster than last time, or about the same?
Um, Not about harder. They're more. They definitely get more tedious. But
Yeah.
I think it's about the same pace as last time.
Okay.
I
So I
don't
mean,
think
like,
it took any longer necessarily.
what are our prospects of opening up that second insured weapon slot?
I think they're
Do you
pretty
think
high,
it's
really.
okay?
I don't think
Because
it's out of
I
the
mean,
realm.
last time none of us did it.
Right. Well, I mean, we quit on them because they said they were taking that slot away anyway. So we stopped doing them, and then they walked it back
Right.
and said they weren't taking the slot away. And
Yeah. By that time, it kind of lost a little bit of interest in some of the missions. I would think.
yeah, I mean, I think it's going to happen again anyway. I think we're going to lose interest in the missions, but I definitely am going to try and make a push to get them done this time. If I got to do them solo, I got to do them solo, and that's fine.
Seems extra hard.
Oh yeah, one thing I definitely like about the new missions is they cross over from one map to the other.
Now, see, that's one thing I didn't get to experience either. You guys after you played longer, but it kind of ties into what we talked about with the new stash, right?
Yeah, yeah, you exfil with an item from one map to take it to a different map. I think that's a really good way to tie in the new map and make sure that that people are using the new map.
Absolutely.
I know you didn't get to
But
play on Ashika Island, but it's really small. I
that's the one
was
thing Brigham told me is, yeah, it's very small.
I was surprised. It felt small even. You know what I mean? Like
Now, how does it feel like how Resurgence Island felt to Caldera,
oh yeah.
or like Building 21 to this Al
Well,
Mazrah?
I mean, Building 21 is tough to gauge because it's inside a building, right?
Yeah.
But I would say, shoot, I don't know. I would think going from Al Mazrah to Ashika, I think is a bigger change than going from Caldera to Rebirth Island.
Okay. Because
Now Fortune's Keep, on the other hand, which was a little bit bigger than Rebirth Island, wasn't so much of a change,
yeah.
but I think Ashika is going to be good. I really do. Once we get more time in there, and once we learn the map and the ins and outs, and I think it'll be a good experience for everybody, really.
Well, it's always nice to have extra content to play around in, for sure.
Yeah, I like the Ashika bots.
Now, how are they different?
They drop different guns. They have totally different loot tables.
Oh,
It seems
okay.
like they drop. I mean, this might just be recency bias. I'm sure it is because we only did 2 maps in there, but it
Yeah.
felt to me like they drop more plates. Like I said, they drop better guns, like
Okay.
not 20 round cast-offs. They were dropping like Lockman 5.56s and
Yeah.
just better quality guns. I felt.
I guess I like that. I like the idea of that, especially you put those in your stash. Now you can go and maybe and grab better guns from there, and then bring them back to Al Mazrah, and I definitely like that.
Sure. Yeah. It's refreshing having a different ground loot table.
Yes. Yeah, it gets stale, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, it's the Vaznev's a good gun. I like running it, but I don't like running it every map.
Yeah.
I like having a little bit of variety. And
I don't.
I think you get that. Well, and that's
I don't. I like that Signal 50, and that's just. And
and that's fine.
yeah, on this play in the background, I know I said it a lot of times, but man, and I know it was the first match back, but I was just not comfortable without knowing that I had that Signal 50.
Sure. I mean, the ABR, it's not a great gun anyway. So,
No.
I mean, it can be. It definitely
Maybe in the hands
works.
of the right person. I'm not that person.
Well, I mean, it definitely works. It just isn't.
Wow. Down
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, I ran right out in front of that whole group like a dummy.
Well, single plate,
Yeah.
you don't have much chance.
And they got me with a nade in there, too. So,
Right.
he threw it perfect. Led me right where I
Oh,
was trying to get
and
cover.
look who's coming to the rescue.
Well, yeah, Brigham's not going to res me. Come on now.
No, he's far too busy.
Right, right. Something we're gonna have to get more accustomed to also is the new spawn points.
Yeah,
don't-
it seems like they've adjusted them just a little bit, huh?
Yeah, like they're close to where the other ones were, but they moved them just enough,
you find that's a positive thing? Kind of separate them out a little bit better.
Well, I think it could be. I mean, I don't know where all the spawns are. I mean, we only had one day of testing,
Right.
but it seemed to me. I know we weren't really looking for fights last night, but there wasn't a lot of PvP right off the bat like before.
Yeah.
Like
That's
before, it
kind of
felt like
where
we were fighting for our life.
there was a lot of times, yeah, you'd get pinched in between two teams.
Yeah, and you'd have no choice in the matter. You were, which I personally don't mind it as PvP game, but some people don't like that about the game.
Yeah. Right.
And I think it'll help those players that don't necessarily want to fight right off the bat. I think it'll definitely be a boon for them.
Yeah, it kind of balances it out. Players like us that don't shy away from the PvP kind of gives us a chance to move into our positions and loot as we go, and it does give the others a chance that don't want that and just want to do their missions to kind of get in, catch their breath, and then get on with it.
Sure.
So just going back to the bots, right?
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on the bots after this change? I know they always talk, oh, we're gonna do this to the bots, we're gonna do that. Did you feel any different?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because we were just busier in our first couple of matches. Like we
Yeah.
were obviously we're running around doing a lot of missions, getting a lot of stuff done.
Right.
But it felt like as the night went on, the bots got progressively harder. And it's just I don't know if it's because we kept going to the same area and getting trying to do a mission in the same area.
Right.
But to me, it feels like their aggro radius was increased. The response time was shortened, meaning like they're getting reinforcements really fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even the time period I played last night, we definitely saw that. It's like copter after copter after copter.
Yeah, and they seem to be endless waves. Instead of like
Yeah.
you could clear a place out and catch your breath for a minute, now it's just endless waves.
And that's really going to take a lot of the fun out of the game, because you need to just, in this mode, in my opinion, you need to be able to do your thing and then just like pause and gather yourself before you move on to the next thing.
Sure. Because a couple of times we got wiped, we were just pinned down by bots.
Right.
And then another team rolls up and we don't have plates, we don't have ammo, we don't have position.
Right.
And that's just how it
Yeah.
goes. I mean,
And we're still fighting bots the whole time, even with an enemy team, like an operator team on us.
sure.
You're still fighting bots.
Sure. I mean, we were, I guess, I was talking with you earlier about this, and I don't remember where we were. Down by Said City somewhere
Yeah.
was one that sticks out in my head. Another one, the resort, down by the lighthouse.
Yep.
We were at the resort, and we got pinned down, and we ran into a team. I don't think they knew we were there. We didn't know they were there.
Right.
I don't remember how the fight went. I ended up getting downed and fold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got one, and then I got traded out, and Brigham never found the other one to finish the trade.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting wiped. Or not wiped, sorry. I ended up dying full, and then I bet he killed 75 bots before he could get me back up and we could get out of the area.
Absolutely. They just kept reinforcing themselves, and it isn't just these sponge bots. It's the armored bots that take some time. And if you don't catch that one that's never fails, is hanging out on a roof, just shooting right down at you from the side, and then he peeks and peeks, and
Well,
it gets tough.
I feel like they chain aggro off of each other. Like if you're fighting 150 feet away, the 150 feet behind him sees that he's aggroed, so he aggroes on you, and the 150 feet behind him does the same thing. And the next thing you know, you're fighting 4 groups of bots when you shot at one of them. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And
Yeah. Whereas before, you could clear an area on, before the new season, you could clear an area,
Sure.
and they wouldn't come after you.
Sure.
That was a nice, clean, quick game.
Yeah, we got the missions done. I think it was a really good.
We all three cleared the missions out.
Yeah, just a good start. I mean, all 3 got the missions done. We didn't really get any loot, but
No.
that's okay.
No, I think
Didn't
that was
need it.
first jump. First jump. You're way more interested in working through the missions, I think.
Absolutely, we didn't need it. So
Yeah. Yeah, because we never really saw anybody.
yeah, I agree. Which I thought was kind of weird, but it could just be the new spawns. Like we're not we're not 100% accustomed to looking where they're going to be. So,
Right. Yeah, and I'm sure no one else is either.
true. True.
But all in all, I mean, I like the changes. A lot of good positive changes came out of it, out of the new season, that's for sure. So it's always nice to see them kind of moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I think the season is a big upgrade. A lot of quality of life improvements.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bug fixes I saw. Not that I ran into a lot of bugs necessarily, but there was a lot of bug fixes that I saw.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're moving in the right direction. I think I would like to see another sweep of weapon balancing in the next couple weeks because it doesn't seem like they did anything to the RPK
No, it's still the same.
or
Which,
LMGs in general. Because if they nerf the RMK or RPK, people are just
mhm,
going to move to a different LMG. They're going to pick up the Seiken, they're going to pick up a RAP,
right,
and have the same success they were with an RPK.
right.
So I think it definitely needs revisited soon.
Eh, yes, but you know, how much of that really translates into DMZ and what we're doing? As far as is that you see it a lot more out in like Warzone, like the big game. But in my opinion,
I
it,
think
it it
I
just doesn't feel as critical.
I think it is, and I think it'll be more so on Ashika Island.
Okay, now see, I haven't played that yet, so that's a whole different dynamic, I guess.
I mean, the sniping is just as useful on Ashika Island, but I think having an RPK, or I like using the Lockman 5.56 for an AR, or
Okay.
just to have more mobility, to have more. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I just think it'd be nice to have that different dynamic.
It's going to be, well, it seems like that's going to be an island that'll be dominated by that medium range,
Sure.
high fire weapon.
Right.
Big
So
magazines.
instead of maybe the Signal 50, you pull out an SPX that's faster.
Right. Which, I'd have no problem with that. I used to love the big machine guns myself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised you don't run an RPK all the time, personally. But
I pretty much do unless I could get my hands on an M4. For whatever reason, I like the M4 better. I can run faster. I feel like it hits just as, in my hands, it hits just as hard. It does the same task for me.
well, yeah, that's the big reason anybody uses the ARs over the LMGs is the mobility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I know for sure I'm going to have a sniper in my hand, on the other side.
Sure.
And I don't like the subs, the Fennec and those kind of things. It's not my style.
Well, the Fennec actually did get nerfed. I think. I don't think people are using the Fennec anymore, which is good because it was really strong at close range.
It was. Yep.
But there's definitely some standouts that could use a good nerfing. Like I said, the RPK looks like it didn't get touched at all. The Basilisk, the revolver,
Mhm.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw a video of them guys running that.
Yeah, Teep is a big fan.
Yeah, running around just blapping people.
Yeah, yeah. One shot from the revolver takes down all your plates and like half your health.
Right.
So
And
then,
the second shot
yeah,
kills you.
yeah, the follow up's right there to put you down.
Uh-huh. Right. But yeah, I like what they've done. We enjoyed it. It definitely, as we kind of settled in last night, it got a lot more fun. It's unfortunate I had to stop and, for the night so early.
Yeah,
But
but man, I don't think we were planning on playing almost 8 hours. But
no, I imagine not.
you just get going and go and
Yeah.
well, like
Yep.
I kept telling Brigham, it's if it was a different time of day and we weren't playing at 3:30 in the morning, I could have kept playing for 12 hours.
Easily, right?
Right, like we were in it, we were doing missions, we were doing stuff, we weren't having a
Yeah.
terrible time. I mean,
Right.
we were definitely getting frustrated with the bots. A
Yeah.
lot of it's because we were tired and getting crabby.
You don't say.
But no, I think it was a great first day for season 2, and I think they're headed in the right direction.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's nice. I'm sure everybody loves to hear some positive news for a change out of this franchise.
Absolutely, I think everybody was looking. I don't think it was quite the big win everybody was looking for, but
Right.
I don't think it would let people down as much as they were dreading either.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep. Yep. No, I'm looking forward to playing again as soon as we can.
yep. So, I think we're gonna wrap it up right about here, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, feels good. Feels good. I can't wait for our next episode. I can't. We should have a whole bunch more to talk about. After
Yeah.
we finish some missions and
Absolutely.
really get settled in.
Absolutely. Episode 3 can be about missions. It can be about a million different things. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if anybody can feel free to leave suggestions
Yeah.
about what they want us to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely have opinions on stuff. So just, leave some comments for us and we'll fit you in.
Yep, just some average players with some average opinions. I know we're not right about a lot of stuff, but that's all right. It's just how we see the game. So,
Yeah. An average player. They'll never understand how much of a compliment that is to me.
that's true. That is true. All right, so Hidden Pants with Duramaxben again, and we are wrapping it up. So, give it a like and a sub. Anything you want to say, add, Ben?
No, that was it. Like and a sub. Talk to you. Leave some comments for us, and we'll talk about some more fun topics. And I can't wait to do this again.
Yep, we'll catch you on episode 3. Thanks.